We're in. Now obviously ignore the counter on the top left of the screen because obviously I'm recording at the same time and I'm now streaming, so the PC is chugging, but it feels okay to play it like this. So welcome to No Man's Sky on the Oculus Quest. Complete wireless playing, and definitely pretty good so far from my experience. I'm using virtual desktop. I haven't tried ALVR, but the two programs are very similar. The controls work perfectly fine. Let's just take off. Just demonstrate that for you. I mean, I initially had some problems with flight, but obviously the key is to keep your speed at a good level. Yeah, the controls just work very well here on the Oculus Quest. I'll try and keep my head movement to a minimum because I know that that looks a bit mad in 2D when you're watching the video back. So what are my impressions of No Man's Sky VR? Well, I'm currently using the Valve Index. Right now I'm using Oculus Quest obviously, and the Valve Index is pretty fantastic. Obviously I'm using a top-end system, and I think I've got the settings. Well, I'm playing it on Ultra at the moment. All settings on Ultra. Without any problems at all. So the tracking is good with the Oculus Quest, and it's interesting to have a play with this, with these different controllers compared to the Knuckles. Quite a big difference in how you're sort of holding them and interacting in the game. But in terms of the VR aspect, I think Hello Games has done a really great job with this so far. I mean, a lot of people are having performance problems, lots of bugs and errors, but I think they'll fix that eventually. But so far my experience has been pretty much spot on. A few teething troubles to begin with. I even swapped over to the experimental branch version to give that a go, but I've now swapped back to the standard version. And all is good in the hood. So let's just go up here and just do a bit of customization. But yeah, I mean, playing on the Quest is quite different with these controls, having been used to playing it with the Index, but the transition has been pretty seamless. I assume it's using the Rift style control style, and it works very well, and there's no anomalies with the button presses. Everything works as you'd expect, and there's my character. Yeah, I'm going to just leave it at that. I don't need to change it anymore. I'm not going to change the colours. Just thought I'd show you that. So I've got to buy microprocessors, which is all the way over here. And I've just noticed something as well. I mean, there's been a lot of talk about the Valve Index Knuckles controllers, the click function on the controllers not being very good, especially when pushing far forwards. Well, this is one game that requires you to click in on those thumbsticks, and I'm just noticing here as well that the it's not always clear cut with these touch controllers either. Well, what am I buying here? I'm supposed to be buying some... I mean, I've got further than this in my other survival game. This was an earlier save, and I've obviously played the game quite extensively before this. I'm supposed to be buying for my hyperdrive, I think. Microprocessors, I think that's what I need. I'm not sure how many I need. I need how many microprocessors, that's plural. So go to my menu, and I'm supposed to be upgrading the hyperdrive. Technology, hyperdrive. 5 microprocessors. Damn. I've only got enough money for 2. $19,000 each, so I can get another 2 more. And I should try and sell some stuff if I've got any. Ooh, Herox. That's not bad. Where did I pick that up from? Well, that's a huge amount of money. Magna Gold. Where did I get all this stuff from? Dirty bronze. Wow. Storm crystal. Right, well that's definitely enough to get these extra processors, so I'll buy another one of those. Right, I should have enough now. So yeah, I mean I really like the game. It's, and in VR it's especially, I mean all of this, the scale is perfect. The characters, when you sort of interact with the characters, you look at them in close detail. It just feels like the way the game was meant to be. I mean, this has been wanted as soon as it was released, or before it even released. Everybody was like, oh, is this going to be a PSVR title? It should be. And it didn't materialize, and now years later, here we are. Which is fantastic. Right, so what am I doing here? I'm going to go to my inventory. So everything works on the Quest as you would expect. Go to the Starship, go to Technology, and go to the hyperdrive and install those parts. And then chromatic metal. Chromatic metal. Right, let's get back to base. I don't think it's going to be sold here. I think you need to use a teleporter to get back home in one piece. So yeah, I mean it's working well. Oculus Quest, the latency, you can feel there's a slight bit of lag when you're turning. It's a very slight delay as expected. But because this is not really like a Twitch shooter or anything like that, it's kind of quite easy to navigate. Oh, he wants me to go back to the space station for some reason. Install the hyperdrive. Buy my, or I already did that. Okay, they'll let me do it in here. Right, let's go. I'm pretty sure I bought those. I mean, this is all good, showing you how the menu's working as well. Right, yep, we've done all that, and then we got to get this. Crafted from metals, copper. Right. So I need to get my. I've got some gold. That's cool. My machine here. Put some. Gold, just a bit of a waste. How much platinum have I got? No, pyrite's no good. Nope. Well, I need some copper. So yeah, I mean, Oculus Quest, everything just works as you'd expect. I mean, obviously the visuals aren't as good. Platinum, paraffin. So I should have just bought some copper when we was on the space station. Anyway, I'm not going to go too deeply into that. I think for the most part you're seeing that it's working fine. The video is probably really choppy. I mean, for me playing here, it's a bit jittery, but obviously that's expected, but it's very playable indeed. And I was actually expecting more artifacts, visual artifacts from this. But like you get in Skyrim VR and Fallout 4 when you're streaming. But no, it's not as bad. It's not as bad as I thought it would be. In fact, I can't really see many visual artifacts. I think some of the texture detail is lost in the distance. But generally, no, it's not bad. Obviously, it's not going to compare to native playing on the Index. But, I mean, this is a portable way to play the game, and obviously no wires and freedom of movement. Obviously the game doesn't allow for room scale at present, but yeah, it's good. Copper deposit, there you go, that's what I'm after, but it's quite a long way away. Let's go and head over there, it's a bit of a journey. So I have been enjoying the game on survival mode. I think that's a bit more of a challenging way to play. Having to be more cautious of the environments, the atmosphere, the toxicity of the atmosphere as well. But yeah, this is a save from a normal relaxing mode. So yeah, a bit of a long trek to get that copper. Jetpack works fine. All is good in the hood. So obviously this game is never going to appear on the Oculus Quest due to how intensive it would be. I'm not sure they'd even be able to scale it down to work. So if you're wanting to play this and you have the right router and PC to be able to stream it, then obviously this is the best way to do it. It's pretty good. How the hell am I going to get up there? I don't think my jetpack's going to run out. Let's try anyway. No. That's a bit of a bummer. But again, in VR, you know, this huge piece of land in front of me is massive. It's kind of, I'm really getting the feel for that scale. Then looking into the distance here, the lake, trees in the distance and the creatures flying in the air. Trees are massive, planet up there in the sky there. Yeah, the scale is great, and you're not going to get that kind of level of immersion playing on a 2D screen. And even in this kind of fuzzy format that I'm using on the Quest right now, it is lacking finer details. It's still far more immersive than playing on the TV screen. Pretty cool. So yeah, I mean, previously streaming with the ALVR and virtual desktop, I found that ALVR was slightly sharper if you had managed to get the super sampling up to 150%. So I've had to come all this way round just to get to this copper deposit. But we're going to get there in a second. So yeah, really good. Showing you that movement there. We'll change that to our terrain tool. So I think No Man's Sky Beyond has opened up the possibilities, and I think if you're into games like Minecraft, or you was put off by Elite being a bit too in-depth, then this game is kind of fills that void as a kind of accessible experience. But obviously they've got to sort out all the bugs and everything else. So let's mine this copper. There's ages to get here. Yeah, I think that's enough. Now the long journey back. You're sort of seeing that dynamic day and night cycle in effect. Yeah, all the controls work. Reaching over behind your head, grab your weapon, mining tool, touching your forehead to do the scanner. All works seamlessly on the Oculus Quest, so this is pretty cool. I think you're gonna have to excuse the jittery video, as I said earlier. It's recording and playing at the same time, and this is probably using quite a lot of resources. If I have a look there, 65%, so not a lot. So I haven't really fiddled with the options here to make this appear better on the Quest. So it'll be interesting to see if I could get it better looking. But it's still extremely playable, as you're witnessing right now. Oh yeah, all this is very much more forgiving than the survival mode. I mean, when you sprint, it lasts for literally a few seconds. And then if you kind of come to a halt, you have to wait for it to recharge again. Same with the jetpack. It's a long sort of delay. So yeah, I'm going to leave it at that then. I think that's given you a good taste to show that it is possible to play No Man's Sky on the Oculus Quest. And also, well, maybe I should just get this hyperdrive. I mean, that's what's been the objective here for this video. And we're almost there. We've got the copper. Just need to refine it. And then I can put it in the ship and then off we go and I can show you the hyperspace to another world. And here's my little base. Right, let's do it. Take 10 seconds, it's pretty quick. And come out and let that do its thing. Whilst that's doing that. I don't know why I didn't put door on this side. Anyway, oh, it's finished now anyway, let's just grab that. Okay. Let's sort out this hyperdrive then. So, first things first. Go to technology, go to hyperdrive. 64 of 125. Okay then. And how much have I got? 64. So let's have a look here. It tells you what you actually need here for this. Copper. Yep, they're the only ones really that's available. Great. Okay, well I think it's giving you a good idea. I was going to end it. I think now is the time to end it because I do not have any more copper. I don't have anything else I can use to get that going. So I'd have to scan more for more copper deposits. There's one right there. It's just going to be too long for me to show you in this video, so I'm just going to leave it at that. Anyway, this is No Man's Sky using the Oculus Quest. As you can see, pretty cool stuff. Okay, I'm Rob Crown. Thanks for watching.